give us a fix on what we're interacting with, but we have this level to give us a bigger picture, a bigger perception of what's going on. Take that away, and that's where most of humanity is, and it's done systematically to keep us in this state. That's why humans overwhelmingly are in a bewildered state. Where am I? What am I? What's going on? It's because we disconnected from that which could give us that impact. Time and space. This reality must exist as we see it because there's time and space. Well, there's not, except in the form of us decoding information into what appears to be time and space. When you put a disk in a computer, it's just information, waveform information. You put it in a computer, and on the screen comes pictures that move from scene to scene, giving you the perception of time passing, and has perspective, giving you the illusion that there is space and distance, when actually it's just reading information off a disk. That's what we're doing. We're reading information from the cosmic internet into this time-space reality. And because consciousness operates in a state of no time, the now, which I'll come to, and we get caught in this illusion of time passing, already there is a disconnection between the two, because this is in a different state of perception than consciousness, because it's perceiving time passing. And it doesn't mean that you have to miss appointments all the time, because you say, I don't believe in time. We live in this reality, so we need to work with it to an extent. But there's working with it, and then there's being totally consumed by a belief in it. There's like, I'll see you at 2 o'clock. It could be 4 o'clock because there's no time, but let's make it 2, because it's all an illusion. Then you're disconnecting from the impact that this perception of time has upon us in terms of disconnecting us. Time, I love it. There is an invisible line in the ocean, and if you go that way, you go into yesterday. You go that way, you go into tomorrow, and it's not even straight. Look at him. Look at him.
Yeah.
I want to be here yesterday. and yet, this, when they brought the Gregorian calendar in, I think it was 11 days they had to make out didn't exist, they should disappear. It was carpet, 11 days gone. Okay, now it's this. And the only thing that exists is the now. We have a perception of time, not time itself. And time, what we call time, is the way the brain sequences events. I'll get into that later on. But the now, people talk, the now, what's that? The now. There's got to be a future, there's got to be a past. Well, okay, tell me about the past. Okay, yeah, sure, what she did to me in 1953, I was just going to all right. Where are you when you're telling me about the past or thinking about the past? Well, I'm in the now, what we call the present, the now. Okay, tell me about the future. Oh, I'm very worried about the rent, I'm very worried about the... Yeah, okay, so where are you when you're worried about the future? You're thinking about the future. Well, you're in the now. Everything happens in the now. But the more that we get pulled into the illusion of the past through guilt and regret and all that stuff, and into the future through fear of what's going to happen, we're diluting the power and the impact we have consciously on the now, which is the only moment we can change anything. And to keep us in that disconnected state, and time is so crucial to doing this. I've gone into this in my new book, Remember Who You Are, out in January, because it is so crucial to how we're manipulated through the illusion of time. Everything. Is that the time? Oh my God, time's running now. Oh God, time's going so slow today. Oh yeah, time. There is only the now. It's the perception of time. And it's basically like a DVD. If you, a movie, you put a DVD movie in, and the scenes that you've watched become your perception of the past. The scene you're watching becomes your perception of the present. And the scenes you've yet to watch become your perception of the future. And yet the whole damn movie exists on the disc. The question is, where on the movie are you perceiving at the time? That gives you your illusory fix on the present compared with the past and the future. And so it's basically, we're in a kind of a loop where we're decoding reality. And it's like the vibrational equivalent of a hamster's wheel going round and round and round and round and round. I wrote a book called called Tales from the Time Loop years ago, based on this kind of whole thing. We're going round and round. If we come in here and go out there, we perceive to go from past to future. But if we went around the whole bloody cycle, we'd realise that actually it's like a hamster's wheel. We've got caught it, thinking it's something going from past to future. It's part of the hack. Now, if we come in and hold consciousness, we can see this and suss it. If we don't, gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. And that's where most people are. The body's a biological computer, and it's the interface between consciousness, the eternal self, and experiencing this reality. It's like having a spacesuit on the moon. You have a spacesuit to experience the moon, or some other planet, whatever it is. And if people, different people in spacesuits started fighting with each other, condemning each other, feeling superior to each other, because they had a spacesuit that was a different colour, or was made by a different company. I mean, we'd say, Houston, we've got a problem. Houston, we've got a problem. Bang their bloody heads together. What are they doing? They're only bloody spacesuits. And that's why racism is such nonsense.